Apple may have conquered the world of technology and music, but they're coming for TV now, and Apple TV Plus is the place to see some great drama, comedy and sci-fi. So here we go with some of the greatest TV shows that you can watch right now on Apple TV Plus. And just before we start, if you would like to subscribe, that would be great. Just hit the subscribe button, hit that bell, and you'll get all the latest Screen OD videos as they happen. Okay, let's start this list at the beginning, which is always the best place to start a list. First, we have a show that is directed by and executive produced by Ben Stiller, and it stars Adam Scott. It's called Severance.
I give consent to sever my memories between my work life and my personal life. I acknowledge that once the procedure is complete, I will be unable to access my personal memories whilst on the severed floor.
Say gratitude.
Nor will I retain work memories.
Hey!
Sorry, when I return home at the end of the day.
Now, this is a thriller that will definitely get inside your head. It has twisted and dark themes that explore just how far will a big corporate organization go to ensure that its workers do its bidding. You will be immersed in this show and you cannot take your eyes off it. Now, if you're feeling worried about the world after watching Severance, Ted Lasso will make you feel good about everything. A show that is filled with comedy, with hope, and with happiness.
News from the other side of the Atlantic. AFC Richmond announced the hiring of their new manager, American football coach Ted Lasso.
You're an American who's now in charge of a football club despite possessing very little knowledge of the game.
Oh! Jason Sudeikis is the star of this show, which brings an American sports coach to the Premier League in England to be the manager of the fictional Richmond FC. Ted manages to find positivity against the odds, and this show manages to pick up awards almost every time it's nominated.
Only in America can such a perfect game exist. Baseball.
Hamburgers, cheeseburgers, bacon chili cheeseburgers. Everything on top of everything. Only in America.
These are stories that you cannot help but be compelled by. They are heartfelt, they are thoughtful, and they are inspiring. There is romance, there is humour, and there is lots to learn from this brilliant series. Produced and directed by Todd Haynes, this is the story of the Velvet Underground, one of the most influential avant-garde bands of the 1960s.
Chance to combine music and art and films all together. We're sponsoring a new band. It's called the Velvet Underground.
And me, I'm in a rock and roll band.
Managed and promoted by Andy Warhol and led by Lou Reed, and latterly with singer Nico joining them, this is the story of a band that would influence new wave music, punk music and psychedelic music across the world for generations to come. Set against the backdrop of a clearly difficult situation for many in the real world, this is a funny, thoughtful and well put together show with a great soundtrack.
Do you want to have sex?
Look, I've just had a big dinner and it's 1 in the morning.
Do you still enjoy having sex with me?
Absolutely, yes.
As much as you used to?
Yes.
Wow.
I've seen the film before, so I'm not on the edge of my seat, but it's still my favourite film of all time.
Show run by Ronald D. Moore, the man behind Battlestar Galactica and the Outlander TV series. This is a show of alternate history, imagining what would have happened if the space race had never ended.
The shock across the nation at this event is just indescribable. The Soviet cosmonaut has become the first to set foot on the moon.
Beginning in 1969, when a Russian cosmonaut becomes the first person to reach the moon rather than Neil Armstrong, this is a gripping tale of what NASA did next. This show offers a modern take on the life of Emily Dickinson, one of America's greatest poets.
Emily, you're a poet. You work so hard on your poems, you want every line to be perfect, but I want the mess. I want you.
Starring Haley Steinfeld in the lead role, this is an imaginative and creative look at the life of Emily Dickinson as she challenges the constraints of society, gender and family. If you don't think there's enough musical adult animated sitcoms out there, then you haven't been watching Central Park.
I love Hot Lips Turtle Head Day. More than Graffiti Removal Week? Oh, I do love that.
I should get going.
Who's my special boy?
Me.
Look at you. You are my special boy.
Too bad you can't just stick him back up there, huh?
What?
Nothing.
From Bob's Burgers creator Lauren Bouchard, this is a joyful mix of comedy and music. Add to that a fantastic cast that includes Josh Gad, Kristen Bell and Catherine Hahn, to name but a few. This is a show that you'll keep going back to again and again. Visible Out on Television is a documentary series that examines the representation of LGBTQ people both on and off screen in television.
It's hard to talk about without stressing how invisible gay people were.
The earliest representations were always people to be mocked.
People who couldn't be just who they were.
The 5-part series follows a chronology of the history of representation in television and tells the story through archive footage and interviews with those who have worked in the television industry. Based on the 1981 novel by Paul Theroux, yes, that's Louis' dad, of the same name, this is the story of a man who uproots his family and takes them to Latin America because he is so upset with corruption in the industrial world.
Why are you doing this, Tim?
Why is he doing this to you?
Tina. Where are you guys headed?
Starring Reese Witherspoon, Jennifer Aniston and Steve Carell, The Morning Show is one of Apple TV Plus's biggest dramas and its flagship shows. When one of the key presenters is hauled off the air after sexual abuse allegations are made against him, this is a show that starts to tell the story of UBA, a television network in crisis, and the people that work within it.
Good morning. I'm bringing you some sad and upsetting news. And while I don't know the details of the allegations...
She's throwing me under the bus.
Mitch Kessler, my co-host and partner of 15 years, was fired today.
If you haven't seen a murder mystery comedy before, then The After Party is definitely a good place to start.
This is a murder.
What?
Any one of you could be the murderer. And I want to hear your story. The same thing could happen, but you see it in a different way. I want to hear your mind moving.
The show takes place at the after party of a high school reunion, and the investigation into Xavier's death begins. With each character telling their own perspective in each episode of what happened that night, this is a show that will make you laugh, but will mostly keep you guessing until the end. Okay, iPhones down, Apple Macs closed. That's the end of the best shows you can watch on Apple TV Plus right now. Of course, there will be more coming soon, and we'll make you a new video just as soon as there's more to enjoy. But for now, if you've liked the video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave in the comments below what are your favourite Apple TV Plus series, and don't forget to check out all the other Screen OD videos. We'll see you again very soon.